Sano, a 36-year-old man of Bakau Kajikali, is in dire need of assistance to seek medical treatment abroad. According to Demba Ture, a cousin of Mansa, this disease started early this year and quickly degenerated, affecting his mouth. At first, Mansa sought treatment at the Bakau Health Center and later the Royal Victoria Teaching Hospital, but the condition further deteriorated. This is the medical report issued by the Royal Victoria Teaching Hospital explaining Mansa's illness. The report states that the lesion is inoperable in the Gambia and the patient needs urgent medical treatment. For the family, evacuating Mansa overseas is a mission impossible as they struggle to meet their basic needs. A desperate Demba Ture, sole breadwinner of this extended family in the Kajikali neighborhood of Bakau, said the condition of his cousin worries him as it causes him sleepless nights. His condition is pathetic, he said. Mansa cannot eat any food and is totally emaciated. He cannot even open his mouth to say something, he said. I can only beg for assistance from any individual or organization to cure his cancer, Demba continued. Whilst they wait for assistance, Mansa will have to endure more pain and suffering alone in his house. But the family is hopeful that help may arrive soon before an already bad situation further worsens. Mamadou Diallo, GRTS.
You can monitor GRTS Radio live on our website at www.grts.gm. We'll be back with more stories after this break.
$500 is cash to be won. This month, AfriCell is offering $500,000 worth of cash prizes for the subscribers that registered their lines. You heard me right. Win over $500,000 worth of cash prizes with the AfriCell Register and Win promotion.
What? Scratch and win?
It's register and win. $500,000 is cash.
Wow! $500,000 is for simply registering my AfriCell line?
That's right. Hurry up and register your AfriCell SIM card now and stand the chance of winning $500,000 is cash. Every Friday, 5 lucky AfriCell subscribers who have correctly registered their AfriCell lines will win through a live draw on GRTS TV. You can register your AfriCell SIM card at any AfriCell customer care outlet or service center or at any of the AfriCell registration points spread all over the country. Register your AfriCell line now to avoid disconnection and win $500,000 is cash with the AfriCell Register and Win promotion.
Welcome back. Government and rebel soldiers in Syria are accusing each other of committing the massacre of dozens of people whose remains were found in 2 different neighborhoods of the capital Damascus. The bodies are believed to be the remains of government soldiers and civilians killed during the siege of Damascus late last month. Meanwhile, fighting is continuing in Syria's second city of Aleppo, where government forces have amassed tanks for a final showdown with rebels.
Syrian state television broadcast footage of a mass grave discovered in the rebel-held neighborhood of Yalda in southern Damascus. Authorities found 20 bodies half buried in a pile of gravel at a city dump. The victims were government soldiers and civilians. The bodies were mutilated or burned. Many could not be identified.
I'm a taxi driver and I saw it. I saw them kill these people.
The southern part of Damascus is the only remaining rebel stronghold in the city. Most of the rebels have retreated to the north.
Security forces pursued the armed groups into this area. Others were arrested. About a third of them fled.
The footage of the mass grave and the military's assertion that the capital is again under its control is the government's attempt to win over public opinion. However, in another neighborhood of Damascus, a masked rebel led UN observers to the site of another massacre. He told observers that the dreaded Shabiha militia came through and murdered everyone. The people thought they were under Assad's protection, but then the militia arrived, he says. By showing the horrors committed by each side, the rebels and the government hope to win support from a terrified and weary community. The media in Syria has thus become the weapon of last resort.
Has test-fired a missile with a range of 300 kilometers. These as tensions between the Islamic Republic and the West over its nuclear program continue to rise. And far-right activists have staged a rally in Sweden, urging Western government to stem the rise of Islam in the mainly secular West. We have more on those and other stories in the CFI roundup.
Iran has test-fired a new short-range missile, and it was aired on state television. The Minister of Defense, Ahmed Vadi, said that the missiles were only for dissuasive purposes and that they would only be used against those that have bad intentions against the Islamic Republic. The test firing comes as the United States and Israel consider military intervention to stop Iran from developing a nuclear weapons program.
Bring it to your town.
Nearly 200 far-right activists gathered in the Swedish capital Stockholm on Saturday to protest against what they call the Islamization of Europe. The protesters, mostly from Northern Europe and the United States, say they want to found a global counter-jihad movement. Counter-protesters also took to the streets shouting "No Nazis on our streets" as anti-jihad leaders gave speeches. Clashes broke out and police arrested dozens of people. The anti-jihadist groups have planned another conference in New York on September 11th. The parents of Shafidia Ahmed have been given life sentences for murdering their daughter. A British court handed down the verdict on Friday. 17-year-old Shafidia Ahmed is English of Pakistani origin. She was found dead in 2003. Her parents disapproved of her westernized behavior and believed it shamed the family. According to testimony by Shafidia's sister, her parents suffocated their daughter, fearing that she would dishonor them.
Environmental activists in Nigeria's Ogoniland are up in arms with the Nigerian government and oil companies over the massive oil spill that affected large areas of the Niger Delta last year. The activists have launched a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit in the UK against the Royal Dutch Shell for causing the spill. And as we hear in this report, communities in the affected areas have realized a sharp drop in fish yields.
A year ago, the United Nations Environment Program released a report on the pollution cleanup needed in Ogoniland in the Niger Delta following 2 oil spills in 2008. The United Nations said that the cleanup would take at least 25 years and cost $1 billion in the first 5 years. After 50 years of oil production, the region is devastated. But a year after the UN report, residents say that nothing has changed.
As I speak to you, from 2010 till now, nothing has been done to remedy the situation.
Near the Bondo fishing village, thick black oil still floats along the creeks and pipelines crisscross mangrove swamps and rivers. In March, 11,000 Nigerians filed a lawsuit in London against Dutch Shell, seeking tens of millions of dollars in compensation. The company admitted responsibility for the spills, but disagree on the amount of oil spilt. They say part of the spills are the result of theft by armed gangs hacking into pipelines.
What we are waiting for is our case in UK court. Because we have a pending case, we are waiting for the judgment. If the judgment did not go the way we expected and the way the law states, then we will think of some other means.
Last month, Nigeria's oil minister announced a cleanup project called the Hydrocarbon Pollution Restoration Project. But the scope of the plan and financing have yet to be determined.
The federal government should know that people are not just going to let this UNEP report die like many others. We are going to ensure that the issues are raised and the issues will remain on the front burner until something is done for Ogoniland and for the wider Niger Delta region.
In 2011, Shell was fined $5 billion after a spill in the offshore Bonga oil field. The company contests the amount of the fine. Meanwhile, Royal Dutch Shell continues to make huge profits, while millions of people in the Niger Delta barely have enough to live on.
We now take our second break. Stay tuned.
An investment opportunity or simply a reliable banking partner, Zenith Bank Gambia offers you just that. Zenith Bank, West Africa's biggest bank and financial service consortium, puts people first through excellent services and up-to-date technology. With a wide range of banking products and services, including Western Union, RIA, Money Express and MoneyGram Transfer, Zenith Bank prides itself with excellent and efficient customer service delivery with branches and partners around the world. Ramadan Mubarak from Zenith Bank. Zenith Bank, a truly Gambian partner.
Mbading atel me gamsel tombon ke kale nyontan oro sete no moti membe nyimbu nyima baga nyela anala bun kono joran de kata salo to labul kono yon konkono ani waño kono